The James Webb Telescope has been tracking the planet K218b, located 124 light-years from Earth, for several months. After extensive research, scientists confirmed that the light spectrum of K218b is indicative of a gas molecule, which may be the only sign of life on Earth. Furthermore, there is no known natural process in nature that could produce this gas. The light spectrum graph you are currently seeing on the screen is the greatest evidence that there is alien life on planet K218b. Really breathing. This is an unprecedented discovery that has raised the possibility of life beyond Earth. Scientific research also shows that the planet is filled with large oceans, rivers, and lakes, similar to Earth. This means that it is the only known planet in the entire universe where bio-life signatures have been detected. How everything happens in such an organized manner remains a mystery. Have we really found life somewhere in the universe? And could there be life forms similar to humans on that planet? You are watching Cosmic Discovery. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. K218b was discovered by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope in the year 2015. K218b, located in the Leo constellation, 124 light-years away from Earth, was researched by the Hubble Space Telescope in 2019. Observations revealed that it is a high cyan world, meaning its atmosphere is composed mostly of hydrogen, with large water oceans on its surface. During this observation, scientists also detected the presence of water vapor in its atmosphere. Currently, K218b is orbiting a red dwarf star at a distance of 21,402,400 kilometers. Although this may seem like a vast distance, astronomically, it is so close that it completes an orbit around its star in just 33 days. Therefore, a year on this planet lasts only 33 Earth days, which makes it quite surprising. Even more surprising is that K218b contains water despite being so close to its star. The star it orbits is a red dwarf star, which is also called an M-type star in scientific language. The size and temperature of these stars are much smaller than that of a yellow G-type star like our Sun. Because of this, the habitable zone, where water potentially exists on a planet, begins very close to red dwarf stars. For example, K218b is in its star's habitable zone and is receiving the same amount of light energy as Earth receives from the Sun. This implies that, like Earth, this planet can support life, or perhaps already has life. So the question arises, how is this possible? Red dwarf stars, despite their small size and low temperatures, provide ample light energy to planets in their habitable zones. For example, K218b, due to its proximity to its star, potentially receives enough light energy to sustain life, just as Earth receives from the Sun. This suggests the possibility of the existence of life on this interesting celestial body. According to Angela Ciaras, a professor and astronomer at the University of London, there is a unique planet outside our solar system where the right temperatures and resources exist for the birth and development of life. It is the most promising candidate for sustaining life, but it's just a possibility. And do we have any evidence that life exists on K218b? You might not believe it, but we have proof. In 2019, Hubble Space Telescope observations revealed that the planet is 8.6 times more massive and 2.6 times larger in size than Earth. However, we have discovered evidence of life through telescopes. But scientists are still unsure whether it is a rocky planet like Earth or a gas giant like Neptune. Considering this planet's mass and size, scientists predict two possibilities for its composition. The first possibility is that it is a gas giant like Neptune, with an atmosphere composed of dense hydrogen gas clouds and liquid oceans of water, ammonia, and methane. It may also have its own roughly Earth-sized rocky planet, similar to Neptune's moon Triton. I mean, imagine, it has a planet the size of Earth where our entire world lives. According to scientists, another possibility is that, if we are lucky, K218b could be a rocky planet like Earth, which would have abundant water and oceans. However, because of its size, its oceans may be very deep, and its atmosphere would consist primarily of hydrogen, as our observations suggest. The surface atmospheric pressure will be several thousand times that of Earth. While we've talked about the structure of K218b's floor in the context of life, scientists have made a breakthrough in its atmosphere by discovering a gas called dimethyl sulfide. Now, whether you're talking about the floor or life, the discovery of this gas in its atmosphere is the breakthrough scientists have been looking for. Friends, through the observations made by the James Webb Space Telescope on this planet, we have obtained this graph. As I told in the beginning of the video, this light spectrum graph was prepared from the observation of light coming from this planet. It was discovered by humanity's most advanced telescope, the James Webb Space Telescope. Therefore, scientists have a high level of confidence in this data. But the question is, how did scientists find signs of life on the planet K218b? The entire universe as we know it is made up of tiny atoms, which are the basis of life for people like you and me. Decades of research data on different atoms are available to us humans, allowing us to understand how. Let us tell you that different atoms absorb and emit light at different wavelengths. However, as of now, we humans have not been able to send any light to these planets many light years away, observe them, and search for life on them. So, scientists observe light coming from these planets, which orbit stars beyond our solar system. When light hits these exoplanets and passes through their atmospheres, different atoms in the atmosphere absorb and re-emit some of that light, leaving signatures of the various gases in the planet's atmospheric composition. Therefore, when light is observed from a planet located in another solar system, it carries the signature of the gases in its atmosphere. Detecting these signatures can provide valuable information about the planet without physically visiting it. Now, friends, in scientific language, this method of knowing about a planet is called transit method. NASA continuously studies many exoplanets using the transit method, but very few planets fall into the habitable zone or show the possibility of water and life. However, K218b is quite special among all these planets. Now let's look at this from Earth's perspective. Before observations by the James Webb Space Telescope, light passing through the planet's atmosphere was absorbed and reflected when the planet faced its star. This captured light was compared to the light spectrum obtained by observing the planet with no stars in front of it. Thus, NASA has made a total of 2 observations of K218b. The first observation was made in January 2023, and the second observation was made in June 2023. After NASA scientists compared the light spectra from both observations, it was discovered that the light reflected from K218b matched different elements. Showed the patterns of different gases with wavelength. For example, the patterns seen in this graph represent the signature of methane gas, while the patterns seen represent carbon dioxide, and the wavelength that is most important represents dimethyl sulfide. And the discovery of this gas filled the entire scientific community with excitement. This discovery raises the possibility that humanity may have finally discovered alien life in the universe. However, why are scientists considering the presence of this gas as a life-proof sign? Now, dimethyl sulfide is a relatively rare gas found on Earth, but in the vast universe, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. According to our current understanding of human chemistry, these gases are produced only by ocean-dwelling phytoplankton. Furthermore, according to our current understanding of human chemistry, there is no other known non-natural process that produces this gas. Can do. In fact, a paper published by a team of scientists in 2016 suggested that the presence of dimethyl sulfide could play a major role in confirming the discovery of life on any planet. Little did they know that just a few years after the publication of their paper, we would discover a planet like K218b, where the right conditions of temperature, water, and other resources would exist for life. So if we find dimethyl sulfide there, it could simply mean that life is thriving in the deep oceans of this planet, possibly in the form of organisms similar to Earth's marine animals or larger marine animals. Considering that, so far, we have not detected this gas in the atmospheres of any other exoplanet in all our observations, K218b appears to be the only celestial body where we can find signs of life. It is worth noting that light spectrum observations are the basis for understanding the presence of various elements in celestial bodies in the distant universe, including planets, stars, and nebulae. Many senior scientists are still questioning the observational data of dimethyl sulfide found on K218b. Their viewpoint points out that the data from the James Webb Space Telescope is in the early stages, and it is possible that the information may not be completely accurate. There is a concern that we have misidentified the pattern of this gas. Therefore, more research is needed to find more concrete evidence of life on this planet. It is not necessary that the gases which are produced by organisms on Earth are not necessarily produced by organisms on planet K218b. It's possible that there are different chemistries at work on the planet about which we know very little. Through further research, we can explore the possibility of alternative processes for the natural production of this gas. Therefore, while the discovery is fascinating, it is necessary to approach it with caution and conduct additional studies to gain a more comprehensive understanding of the unique conditions on K218b. Well, it can be said that such a possibility exists because it has happened to us before. For example, in 2020, a research was published in which NASA discovered phosphine gas in the atmosphere of Venus. You may remember this news as being quite viral, and as you know, this gas is produced only by living organisms. After this discovery, headlines started flying that life has been found on the planet Venus, and living life exists in the atmosphere of Venus. However, when we examined all the data about Venus, whether through orbital satellites or through detailed imaging of its atmosphere using our capable telescopes, we found no trace of life in Venus's atmosphere, or no signatures of living organisms were found on its surface. Given that Venus is quite close to us, and that we have sent various orbiting satellites and telescopes capable of performing detailed imaging of its atmosphere, it seems unlikely that we would have missed such an important discovery. Furthermore, Venus is a harsh planet with a surface temperature higher than any other planet in the solar system, reaching 460 degrees Celsius. In short, it's like a hellish place, making it hard to live life as we know it. Scientifically, researchers have concluded that there is no evidence of any hidden chemical reactions in the atmosphere of Venus that could produce these gases. Therefore, it is possible that more data and observations may be needed to confirm similar claims of unknown chemistry on exoplanet K218b. NASA has scheduled several observations of this planet with the James Webb Space Telescope, with the next transit observation planned for January 2024 and another in June 2024. After these observations and more, we will be able to confirm whether life indeed exists on this planet. What are your thoughts on this? Feel free to share your opinion in the comments section below.